A microphone. A microphone check, check. It is, what is it? Thursday, December 23rd. 23rd, Christmas Eve, everyone. How you doing? It's going to be a quick day, probably. It's going to definitely be a light day in the stock market. The stock market, 6:30 a.m. Pacific time right now. How I hope everyone's doing wonderful this morning. Stock market will be closing, I believe, at 10 a.m. PST, 1 p.m. EST. Should be pretty light volume. Should be a pretty boring day in the stock market, which makes me sad. But we always got Bitcoin, don't we? That thing trades pretty much 24/7. That's one of the reasons I love me some cryptocurrency. Keeps you engaged, keeps you in the game. I'm going to tell you, man, last night, I don't know, I had some Mrs. Renfro's ghost pepper salsa. And I'm going to tell you, whoo, man, that, you eat enough of that, it'll definitely put you on edge. Definitely put you in the uncomfortable zone. That's cool. I like that. I like that hot. I like that heat. I love the heat, but I tell you, the journey it takes after that, that's when the ride really begins. Anyway, let's take a look at the market. The market, the opening bell is going to be in 3 minutes. Yesterday, man, I was a bit bipolar. I was all over the place. NNDM, I'm pretty heavy, pretty bullish on NNDM right now. Bought some of that, man. That thing was over $10. I wasn't paying attention, and I saw it close under $9. Like, what the hell's going on over there? And then, yeah, I don't know. It's back up to $9.50 now, so that's definitely in play. Maybe I should have done some strangles in that bad boy too, but quite a volatile ride. We got Riot and Mara, some Bitcoin miners that I've been tipped off on, that I've been in and had a really good profit run so far. Yesterday they were down. They look like they are going to be back up. Riot is up 50 cents. No, not even that much, only like 10 cents. I think it was up a little bit more at one point. Mara's up about 80 cents right now, which is good. Let's get that going. Yesterday, starting to be some rumors out there I'm getting kind of excited about. Yesterday I bought some extra shares of Square being one of the trades of the decade that I really like. So I bought some shares of Square. I'd already had 100 shares. I bought some more just as a swing trade. That is up $4, almost $4 right now. Hopefully that has a good run. The Nasdaq, let's look at the futures. Nasdaq's only up 10 points. It was quite a wild ride yesterday with the Nasdaq with I don't know, McCarthy coming out and saying, oh, man, are the games beginning now with these stimulus checks? So now it looks like the Republicans are just trying to jockey to get Section 230 taken down. Like, we'll do the $2,000 checks, but we got to get rid of 230. So, like, now where are we at? Like, are the $600 checks off the table? Post, comment down below what you think about all this, And I'm not a doctor in economics. I feel like I don't want to get too deep here. Like, the thing that bothers me most is I want the money to go to the people that needs it. So I don't know that we have the capacity to pull that off. People like me, I don't need a $600 check. I don't need a $2,000 check. I want that money to go to the people that are on the verge of getting evicted, right? So, I mean, that's my take on it. I don't know that there's an easy solution for that, but I do think the money, I do think the situation is a lot more dire than people realize. I think the nasty is a lot more widespread than people realize. Just in the last week alone, I've gone from knowing hardly anyone that has had it to like 10 people just in the last week. That Thanksgiving thing's catching up, the spread's exploding. I don't know if I think the death rate on that's gone down, but still, it's still pretty high. California is ordering thousands of extra body bags and coolers. I mean, it's definitely not a joke. So when is that going to catch up with the market? Anyway, we are into the opening bell. NNDM, the stock that I'm beginning to love. I'm going to add that to my forward trades of the decade. I think NNDM's there. I think it's a really good play. It's a bit riskier, but I really like their technology. What else do we got going on? NEO's down about 16 cents. Tesla is up $1.50. Tesla is one of my trades of the decade. Bitcoin, you know, is still holding pretty strong. It's down, where are we at on Bitcoin? So the future's down 150 points. No big deal. Overall, it's probably around, still above 23. So we're at 23,340. Are we going to have a run at 24,000 and break through that today, this weekend? What do you think? Comment down below your thoughts on that. I would love to hear more people tell me that they are in Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin they have. Or are they into Ethereum? Are they into Ripple? Or are they into other DeFis? A lot of DeFis are taking hits right now. XRP Ripple is getting attacked by the SEC, and that has had a massive pullback. The thing went down below 30 cents, and it was above 60 cents at one point. So it'll be interesting to see. Let me pull that up. Some exchanges are removing it. I think they're pretty little known exchanges. I really don't have a way of buying XRP. I think it's a decent buying opportunity right now. It's at 27 cents. And I don't know what it is about my heater, but the second I start streaming, that thing wants to turn on and hotbox me. So in the last week, Ripple has gone from a high of 65 cents all the way down to, looks like a low of 25, and it's currently sitting at about 27. So you know how it is when everyone's selling, you're buying. Is Ripple a good buy here? I know there's some channels out there, man. They are a cult following, like those flat earthers. No offense if you're a flat earther. Let's see what we got going on. I don't really think I'm going to be doing much in the market today. We got NNDM ripping again, pushing towards 950. They're going to break $10 today. We got SBE ripping, it's up $1. We got Square ripping, it's up 3. There's actually quite a bit of movement for Christmas Eve. I don't know what the volume's like. The Nasdaq's now up 22. The ES, the SPY, is up 7 1/4. Let's go through the portfolio. Yeah, man, it's going to be a pretty boring day. Again, I hope everyone has a good Christmas, a good New Year's. I will be streaming quite a bit next week. I am on vacation. I'm going to be doing a lot on the channel. I'm going to start looking into setting up Discord. Early people, come support the channel. I will remember you when it comes to the Discord and the Patreons and things like that. I have a dollar short that I've kept on. It's been pretty boring. It's still going. It's what is it? It's up again today. It's been up, it's been down. Just keeps me engaged. It keeps me watching the dollar. Overall, I'm generally short. If they pass that stimulus bill, the money machine will go brr, and I don't know how the dollar doesn't get devalued, but hey, when you zig, the market zags. Looking at anything else in the portfolio, nothing's jumping out. Mara is making a nice rebound. It's up $1.43. What were the highs in that one? That thing did hit a high of 1408. I think it has a really good shot to blow through that on its way to $20, because I think, if I'm being honest, I could use a little more Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to 30,000 possibly by the end of the year. You know, who knows though? A lot of things going on. I think the Chinese own a lot of Bitcoin. I don't know what that Chinese New Year, it was pretty crazy last year, but I mean, are they going to be doing much this year? Was a Chinese New Year a bigger Chinese New Year than normal, or are they all pretty much the same and just every New Year they go on vacation for like 2 months? But I mean, are they going to go on vacation on Bitcoin? Am I like completely off the rails here? When it comes to money, people don't go on vacation, I'll tell you that. So Bitcoin holding steady. Now it's down about another 100 points. It's been hovering around that whole 23,200 level. Right now it's at 23,300. Volume seems pretty light so far. That's at the 1 hour. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, volume seems okay. So let's be interesting to see if that moves again today. I mean, I'm just super curious. The next time that hits 24,000, is it just going to get whammied again? Like, so far the move has been hold it till 24,000, dump it, and then buy it back at 23,000. But the one time I do it, it's when it goes to 30,000 and you know, the boat's left the dock. So I don't want that to happen. I'm a hodl. I'm a hodler. I'm continuing to buy as much Bitcoin as I can, some Ethereum. And I'd like to buy some Ripple, especially at these levels. I wouldn't go crazy. Like, you know, it'd be like a SPAC play, like where I put 1 to 2% of my portfolio in a SPAC I like LCA. I've done plenty of videos on those. Check those out. I do love that SPAC. I do have a referral link to BlockFi down below. I have been putting the daily $500 limit into that every day now. I'm building up a nice Bitcoin portfolio over there. My goal is to get to that 0.28 Bitcoin minimum and then probably continue to put $100 a month into that. It pays 6% interest in Bitcoin up to 2.5 Bitcoin, 6% interest. Are you kidding me? That's insane. That interest compounds daily. I check that every day like a little kid, watching my Bitcoin interest just pile up. So not only do I think Bitcoin is the trade of our lifetime, the trade of our, yeah, you know, I could be wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's entertainment purposes only. I think Bitcoin will be, I think it's going to be life-changing for me. I dream every night about the yachts I'm going to be buying, about the vacation homes all across the world, about the private islands. I'm not gonna go get me a bunker up in the hills. I'm gonna go get me a private island out in the middle of nowhere with the Starlink, high-speed internet, and yeah, not worry about the world catching on fire. While I kid, I'm a bit serious in all aspects. I am not completely benign to the fact that Bitcoin could fail and my investment could fail. So I'm not all in Bitcoin, though I am so confident in Bitcoin. It is taking every ounce of self-control that I have not to put everything I am in, everything I have into Bitcoin. That's how much I believe in it. I also do believe in some stocks. Square, trade of the decade, in my opinion. Square is going to be a good one. I really like Tesla. Obviously, Tesla is going to be, in my opinion, probably the biggest company in the world, multi-trillion. They've just got so much going for them. I say this over and over. The big rumor that's kind of going around, I mean, so it's been going around for a while. Obviously, Apple is into EVs and they're trying to do something with EV. Project Titan, but a lot of rumors are really starting to fly. The big story. The big story is Elon Musk. It's been going around for a while. Oh, this freaking heater, man. I turn it off and it just laughs at me. So anyway, the big story is Elon Musk tried to sell Tesla to Apple for the most part. I don't know, 2018. Tesla was on its butt, about to go bankrupt. Tim Cook said this is too expensive. No, thank you. I don't know if he just didn't like Elon or what. I don't know how anything on this planet is too expensive for Apple. Those dudes have billions of dollars in petty cash. I want to say like over $200 billion in petty cash. At the time, Tesla was like, what, 30, 40 billion? That'll probably go down as one of the biggest mistakes Apple ever made. I guess, like, I don't know, what would have happened if Apple bought Tesla? Would they have, I mean, would Tesla be where they are now? I don't know. It's a good question. Anyway, there are some rumors floating around that now Apple is looking to buy Lucid, and I think that would be a pretty smart acquisition for them. Their main focus right now is, I guess they have some battery pack that's supposed to be really good. you know, they're pretty top secret. And this is all rumors. I have no idea, right? Hyperchange was talking about it yesterday. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I respect that dude. So they have a really good battery pack. I think I saw another video, someone mentioning it. And then they're working on their self-driving. I mean, we know that they got some pretty good coders over there. I believe they have, you know, hired a bunch of ex-Tesla people, etc., etc. So Apple's definitely in play. Apple's already an amazing blue chip stock with their, obviously their phones, their computers, their AirPods which have been immensely successful. They got the Apple Glass. The glasses will be coming out pretty soon. Those, they, you know, I know Google failed with those, but I mean, you got to be like, there's no way that there's not a huge future in VR glasses and etc. So I think they will be able to pull that off. I mean, I don't know why Google failed or why Google gave up, but I think Apple's still working on that. And I think Apple glasses will be an accessory that will be all the rage in 1 to 2 to 5 years, and that will definitely continue to make Apple extremely big revenue. I don't think any of that's priced in. I don't really think any of the EV stuff is priced in because it's just all been rumors. I mean, there might be a little bit of priced in, but when you're already, what are they? They are the world's biggest company, over 2 trillion. So I mean, how do you price in something that might be another $1 trillion company, right? I mean, I don't know. I guess they're doing it with Tesla. Tesla's got a crazy high valuation currently, though I think it's undervalued if you look at it 5-10 years out. Anyway, that's my opinion. Let's take a look. Bitcoin just still being pretty boring today. I'm sure the stock market's still being pretty boring. I am going to wrap this up here. Again, I will be streaming a lot next week. Hopefully it's a lot of fun next week, a lot of market action. Oh, the Nasdaq is up 60 points. That is quite a move, boys and girls. My portfolio would be up if Bitcoin weren't down. Every 100 points Bitcoin goes down, that's a 5-to-1 leverage loss for me. So I'm a bit nervous about keeping that Bitcoin future on an extra day. Because if Bitcoin were to crash over the next 3 days, there's not really much I can do about it. But I don't want to take it off either, because if Bitcoin explodes, I'm going to miss out. So I'm going to keep that risk on. It does make me a bit nervous. The main reason for holding this Bitcoin future right now is, and currently I'm up on it, probably a little over 10,000. Which seems great, but if Bitcoin goes down 4,000 over the weekend, then I'm going to be down like 20,000, right? That 5-to-1 leverage, it's no joke. But I'm extremely bullish Bitcoin. I've mentioned it numerous times. TastyWorks, which I believe is the best platform out there if you're an active trader, if you trade options, you trade stocks, you trade futures, it has it all, and it has a tremendous amount of tools to make you successful in doing that, especially as you learn them. It's very simple. It is a great piece of programming. It works on high frequency trading. The trades are extremely fast. They are coming out with a coin exchange early January. I'm hearing January 4th. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold to that. So I do not want to miss any crazy run in Bitcoin. I do have about 1.5 Bitcoin over on Robinhood. As I said, I'm putting Bitcoin into BlockFi. I highly recommend that. You can earn interest. There are some cons. I've done a video to that. I will post a link to that. Definitely check that out. If you open an account and put some money in there, they'll give you like $10 in Bitcoin, which is pretty awesome. I think you can actually earn more. And again, I use it. I only, like, when I talk about stocks that I like, I will tell you whether I'm in it or whether I'm not. The trades of the decade: Square, Tesla, and Bitcoin are my biggest positions. And I've been doing, my apologies. I do this all the time. I've just been sitting here talking, and I forget to put the screen on the table. So let's take a look at it. I back it up when I'm in it. Tesla. At one point, until recently, I had 250 shares of Tesla. I got rid of some of that. I'm trying to lighten it up to buy Bitcoin. And because I bought the Bitcoin future, I wanted to make sure that I didn't want to be in some event where both Tesla and Bitcoin crash, because that would be ugly. So I was minimizing my risk. Square trade of the decade. I'm in 200 shares of that. I probably will be lightening up. Some of the 100 shares of that was just buying the dip yesterday, trying to make a little lunch money. And then Apple's a trader. Look at that. Apple, the rumors are flying. It is now up $1.90. I think that thing could push next week. If like, say they were to announce that they are going to buy Lucid, man, like, who knows? What else do we got going on? It's a pretty slow, boring day. The Nasdaq is really moving though. Tesla just went red. Space is a bit red. It had a nice little run. It had a big dip after that failed test flight. Had a nice little rebound yesterday. Was it a dead count bounce? SPE is moving. It's pushing towards $50. That has been a really good trade. I did I called that out the Monday before the election. I took my shot, bought 100 shares of SPE at around $20. It has been a really good play. Let's see, NNDM still hovering around 928. I think NNDM could see $20 early Q1, January 2021, as long as the market holds up. LCA is having a pretty good time. It's closing in on $25. They do have that vote next week. I fully expect it to go through this time. I did post a video out there basically just saying that the vote failed. Get your votes in. They had 40% of the votes in. Most of them were voting for it. The rumor is they even changed the requirements, and there's almost literally no chance it doesn't go through. That doesn't mean a ticker symbol change doesn't mean that GNOG, the new ticker symbol, is just going to go through the roof. So that has been the case with some SPACs, not necessarily all. LCA is profitable. I am expecting big things out of them. I have 200 shares of that over here. I do have shares of that in my small account. I will be holding on to the shares in my small account. I will probably be getting rid of 100 shares of this pretty soon in the big account, if not all shares. It's not that I don't love this stock. I am just more focused on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tesla, and Square. I mean, that's not crazy diversity, but it's a bit of diversity. And there is a pretty extreme diversity between stocks and cryptocurrency. So obviously the cryptocurrency is a lot more risky, a lot more volatile, gut-wrenching volatility. You got to really be able to stomach that. I've had quite a bit of exposure to volatility, especially doing futures, some big plays and some risky stocks, etc. The down days, the high volatility down days definitely are not my favorite days when they happen, but you get kind of used to it. I don't know, you kind of get in this mindset where like once your money's there in the stock market, this is a bad, like I shouldn't even continue this conversation. Sometimes you get a little reckless. You're just like, they're just numbers moving around, right? Like it's not even your money anymore, but it is, right? Like, excuse me. So if the stock market would have crashed and my account value would have like get cut in half, like it wouldn't be the end of the world. I'd still be able to put food on the table. I'd still be able to pay my mortgage. But in 10 or 15 years, that's my retirement. How much is that going to ruin my retirement? So you still like, this is money. It's so easy to make mistakes in the stock market and investing. So many different ways to get. Yesterday, I did a live trade. Forget what it was. It was an option in NNDM, and I just immediately sold an option without even paying attention. The bid ask on the option was like $0.50 wide. And because of that, I could have filled it at the mid price instead. And I immediately lost $17 on that trade. And you say, oh, Tom, $17, that's not that big a deal. Well, dude, that was like, it was a big deal. I mean, I only got, take a look, I only got like $250. So it was close to 10% right there, like 7-8% loss, just boom, just because of not paying attention. To recap what I did over there in NNDM, once again, I am really becoming big time bullish on this stock. I keep going back to the well. I'm tempted to buy more shares now at 926. You know what? I have two covered. So I sold two $10 puts. They're basically synthetic stock longs because that put is already in the money. I did that with the 7.5, I believe, last week. That already worked out. I went back to the well and I bought a couple more 100 shares. Honestly, so I paid a bit too much yesterday, dude. I paid over $10 a share on some of that. So should I average down? Yeah, you know, I got enough on it over there. So I'm going to leave that where it is. Yeah, so again, pretty boring day. JP Morgan's down. I don't even know why I bought into this site. It's just what did I do in JP Morgan? It was just a put spread, small put spread. There for a while, I got kind of bullish on JP Morgan, and then I took a cold shower, and then I realized, man, what the hell am I doing in this stock? All banks are going to zero. The only reason I kind of like JP Morgan because they're recognizing Bitcoin. My guess is they're actually investing in Bitcoin or doing something with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and just not talking about it. Speaking of Bitcoin, yeah, man, one of the reasons I'm so bullish on this. So Bitcoin is now hovering still at the 23,300. Are we going to make it to $24,000 and beyond today? I think we will. One of the news stories today was the users in PayPal are buying all the mined Bitcoin on a daily basis right now. They're not the only ones. We got Square buying more than all the daily Bitcoin. We got institutions by the boatload saying they're getting into it, saying they're buying it. Small amounts, big amounts, anywhere from 1 million to 100 million to close to 1 billion with Grayscale. They're buying them by the tens of thousands. There is a huge supply and demand with Bitcoin. The more I learn about the blockchain, the more I am convinced it is going to disrupt finance in so many ways. Plus all the DeFi projects, trying to learn about these DeFi projects. There's some I want to invest in, man, but it's going to be another exchange I'm going to have to get on because the TastyWorks isn't going to have a lot of that stuff. And you know, they are a lot more risky. You definitely don't want to YOLO in any of those. Though there will be stories of people that invested in obscure DeFi altcoins and made tens of millions of dollars. You know, that even with the stock market, you got yahoos over at Wall Street Bets, YOLO on calls, and you got plenty of threads showing their account going from like 200,000 to zero in a matter of days. And then you got other people that are showing they're going from 1,000 to 200,000 YOLO and Tesla calls. So it's crazy. Definitely. That is very degenerate behavior. It is the type of behavior I have personally done a bit of in my past. I highly discourage that type of trading. Even if you hit it once, it is very, very, you're going to continue to do it. You're going to eventually blow your account up. Anyway, let's wrap this up. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I will probably make a video or two this weekend. Who knows? I do want to do a lot more live streaming. I do enjoy that more. I do want to build a community. We just get on in the morning. We trade the market open. We talk about it. And then I'll do some live streams of some actual like earnings plays. I love doing some defined risk earnings trades during earnings seasons, especially on big movers or big plays like Netflix, Apple, Tesla, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great Christmas. I will catch you next week. I will be back Monday morning for the market open. I love you guys all, and peace.